And then I went to my next oldest child. Not mine. I went to the one below that. Not mine. And then I decided to stop there because the youngest child is so young that this may directly affect them, and they don't really understand what's going on anyway. So I didn't even want to go into that rabbit hole, but when I got the information, I immediately was like, let me go talk to my wife about this.
God
so
damn. Wife self-deletes after husband discovers all 4 kids aren't his. Oh, crazy title. Video by J.R. Wisdom. Let's go ahead and dive into this, man.
A few years ago, my oldest daughter had to take a DNA test for school just to figure out ancestry. During the DNA test, she came to me very, very sad because apparently me and her were not related.
Oh!
I was like,
Oh!
huh? When she told me this, I had to keep a straight face because the immediate shock was just wild. Then I decided to go with her to get a paternity test done. When we got the paternity test done, it was also concluded that I was not her father.
Wow.
At this point, I was shocked. I've had 4 kids with my wife, and she was the oldest, and I needed to see how far this rabbit hole went.
You know, when that's how it started, you know it's bad. Oh, boy.
I told her to not let her mother know that we know this information, and then I went to my next oldest child. Not mine. I went to the one below that. Not mine. And then I decided to stop there because the youngest child is so young that this may directly affect them, and they don't really understand what's going on anyway. So I didn't even want to go into that rabbit hole, but when I got the information, I immediately was like, let me go talk to my wife about this.
God
so,
damn.
like always, she didn't take responsibility or any type of accountability, and she said, how are you going to believe your wife over these tests? I was like, are you serious?
Bitch, this is science. What are you talking about? This is DNA.
Like, for real? Like, is this really where you're gonna go with this? Then she starts crying profusely and saying it was only one time. I didn't mean to do it.
Only one time. Yo, man, I swear to you, bro. Shit, that's crazy. Only one time? You got 4 kids. And none of them are his. What you mean only one time?
I was like, it was only one time. Hey. And then I showed her that each one of the children aren't mine, with the exception of the youngest, as so I think. That's when it dawned on me that it was one time, multiple times, and then when we looked, each one of the children had different baby fathers, and somehow that made it even worse because it wasn't just one person you was cheating on me with. This is a habitual thing.
I don't know if that's worse. I'll keep it a stack. I don't know. I feel like it'd be worse if there was another dude out there that she has just been cheating on you with for a decade now, and he's just offloading the responsibility of taking care of those kids on you. Somehow I feel like that's worse. I mean, they're both terrible. This is, oh my gosh. You can't stay with a woman after this.
Multiple different people that you probably don't know about, and I'm taking care of their kids. They're my kids. I've raised each and every one of them from a super young age, and they stood by me through this whole situation. But to think that she's not who she says she...
Chat, are those gonna be your kids? Are those gonna be your kids, chat? What are you doing, man, in a situation like that? Personally, I'm free. That's how I'm looking at it. I was like, oh, I just got a new lease on life. I'm out of here.
Was because up into that situation, I thought we had a great marriage. I thought we had a great life. I thought everything was going good. I thought that we were building together and already have built together. She is a stay-at-home mom that works on things that she wants to do. She takes care of the kids.
Although low key, I have heard that if you are a guy and you find yourself in this situation and you try to dip, by this point, the state looks at you as their father and you can still be put on child support. I'm not quite sure if that's 100% how it works, but I know somebody personally where a chick tried to hit him with that. You know what I'm saying? She had a kid, wasn't his. Kid was still pretty young too. It wasn't even that much time invested at this point. Bro found out kid wasn't his. She tried to hit him with child support. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
kids, she cooks, she cleans, she does everything that's needed inside of the relationship with me, yet she didn't tell me that she wanted to go outside of the marriage. She didn't tell me that she wanted to do anything. Anyway, after finding out the information and getting her side of the story, I let her know I would need a couple of space. So I had rented a hotel for a couple of days, and I stayed in it. I stayed away, and it was all right. It was good, but I really missed my kids, and I wanted to see them. So after a couple of days, I was back inside of the house, but I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't say anything to my wife.
I'm in Barbados. I'm in Jamaica. You ain't seen me ever again. I'm gone.
I didn't speak to her. She would try to talk to me, and I would look away. I would take care of the kids. I would grab the kids, take them to
take care of the kids. Sheesh, man.
The mall, do different things with them.
Hey, bro, I'm pulling an Omni Man. What's another 17 years? I can always start over. Huh? I can always start again. Have another kid.
And everything was just, I was just trying to figure things out. I was just trying to see how I could make our relationship work, or see if I need to separate and just take the kids myself. Like, I didn't know what to do, if I had any, like, legal rights to these individuals. Yeah, my name's on the birth certificate, but I'm not biologically theirs. I just wanted to figure things out, but I didn't even get that chance, because 6 days ago, she decided, other than taking any type of responsibility, to have a hangout session with the chandelier.
What?
And
a hangout session with the chandelier. She was like, look, here's how much of a piece of shit this woman is, bro. I don't think she did that because clearly bro wasn't pump faking like he was gonna abandon the kids. I don't think she even loved bro like that, clearly. So why did she do that? Either because of fear of the shame and embarrassment of this becoming public knowledge that she's just that level of a demonic whore, harlot, Jezebel, piece of shit person. Or maybe she was worried that bro was going to leave and then she would have to take care of these kids by herself. Oh my goodness gracious.
I'm so happy I have my kids, because I just...
Bro, I don't know, bro. You got finessed. This is the highest level of finesse I think even possible. Bro, you are now a single dad to kids that aren't even yours. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? That's tough.
That's actually tough, bro.
I just don't know what I would, like, it's just baffling to me, because the whole time, even with evidence, she just kept denying and denying and denying and denying, and I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know if I was never supposed to know in the first place. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want to not have my kids, not to have their
Bro, the things people share on the internet, huh?
Fellas. You know, there was some, I know you guys are gonna be like, well, Jared, why are you smiling? Things like that. I mean, this is crazy. This happens. I just did a video the other day. It's a lot of guys. Shout out to DNA, first of all. But there's a ton of guys finding out that their kid or kids are not theirs.
Yeah, bro, a lot of guys get hit with this. In Jamaica, we call that a jacket. You know, you got a jacket. You caught a jacket. Jamaica actually has the highest rates of paternity fraud in the world, apparently. Pretty sad stuff.
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe, right? You're looking at this child and we're having a good life. And all along, your old lady, your baby mama, your wife, is getting her cheeks clapped in different increments. And you brought 4 kids.
Different increments is crazy, bro. Incrementational cheap clappery.
Along in this lifetime, and this is what's going on. How heartbreaking and devastating is that, especially the older they are. I mean, even if it's a baby, that's heartbreaking to know that all this time she was getting smutted out, and this woman had This has been going on for a while, guys. DNA just happens to bring a lot of this stuff to light. And the fact that he went back and he basically was giving her the cold shoulder, as a lot of people say he should, because you need time to get over some things. You're raising the kids. And she just couldn't deal with the rejection and the cold shoulder and knowing.
I think it's deeper than that. I think it must be deeper than that. I don't think a little cold shoulder is why she went ahead and, went swinging from the rafters. You know what I'm saying?
That what she did to the family, what she did all along. And some women will be selfish and do things like they can't deal with the rejection or living with what they've done to someone, even though I'm pretty sure she had no intent letting this guy know what had happened. This was going to go to her grave, that she basically had kids by different men. Now, all of this, you're finding out that your kid has a project for ancestry and stuff like that and doing DNA. Sounds a little far-fetched that a kid is taking a test in school to find things out, right? And I'm assuming this kid is in high school unless they were in college doing things on their own, but highly unlikely. That video I covered before where he found out, he went through her phone and found out that she was laughing about it. Women's family members, different people know what's going on.
Oh, for sure.
Women know a lot of times who the father of the child is. They have a strong inkling of what's going on. And to know, like, none of them are yours.
Crazy.
You've already developed a bond with these children. Like, that's something that, that's heartbreak at its finest.
Shit, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And some other man, you're taking.
I don't know, bro. Shit, the way I'm looking at it, I just got a chance to start over. You know what I'm saying? Fresh slate. Shit.
Taking care of some other man's kids and you develop this thing towards them. I think the lady in the video, she was like, so what? You're doing the most. You're going too far. Why would you do something like that? Why would you do this? That test is not real. You believe a test over me, just like this woman said. You're going to believe a test over me? Hell yeah, baby. It's science.
That's called science.
Now, a lot of women will watch this and say, he drove her to this. This man he was abusive. He wasn't listening. She was trying to make things right. She was trying to do this. And look, it's his fault. He shouldn't have been stonewalling. Women do this all the time.
Any woman that wants to blame this man for this woman self-deleting after she got found out that she is a Jezebel harlot that mothered 4 children, none of them belong to the guy. They truly need to just be put in some kind of insane asylum.
And if a man happens to do that, nobody cares if a man does that.
Oh, for sure.
If a man, deletes.
Not at all. He's weak. He's weak. He's weak. He's sorry. He's pathetic.
As Buddy
said. That's
what
what society, of course, will say. That's not what I say. It's unfortunate. It's sad. And it's definitely not the answer. But, yeah, there is no sympathy for men who are suffering emotionally and shit like that.
Have a hangout with the chandelier. What were you doing when you were getting your cheeks clapped? Knowing that you were married and with this...
Bro, and to make it even worse, you're married and you having another dude finish inside you? And then you don't even go take a plan B or nothing? Oh my gosh, that's disgusting, bro. I see why the death penalty used to be the consequence for, people like that back in the Bible.
Guy, what were you doing? You were having the time of your life, bringing this baby forth into this world, back to back to back to back to back to back. Fellas, don't put anything past any woman. I encourage you definitely to do a DNA test, unless it's just blatantly obvious that this is your child.
Right.
But it should be mandatory at the hospitals.
That's true, bro. That's true. But, they ain't gonna go for that. Nah, they're not gonna go for that at all. But that's crazy, man. What do y'all think? If you had a wife and you had multiple children with her, and you come to find out that none of these kids are yours. Let's say the ages are like 10, 8, 5, and 1. Ooh, that's real far apart too. I don't even know if people having kids that far apart like that for real. But let's say it was something like that. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Me personally, I'm gone, bro. I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting the dash. I'm hitting the race. You feel me? All right, but yeah, you let me know what you thinking in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe, all of that.